Hi, Rebecca Jarrett-Dalton from Two Red Shoes Mortgage Brokers, and I've got a reader question here. So because I am answering somebody, I might refer backwards and forwards to the screen for a moment. So the reader question is on consolidating and credit scores. I've got somebody who's written in and they say that they've got a credit card that's a little bit challenging to manage, and they want to know what's going to have a bigger impact on their credit score. Changing the credit card over, consolidating it into their home loan, or continuing to try and manage as they are, and maybe they're struggling a little. So what I'm going to say to you is not making payments on your card is going to have a bigger impact on your credit score than potentially consolidating. Credit score is it's a number, and it's twofold. So it comes one from your credit history coming from the credit reporting bureaus. So somebody like Veda, Equifax, Dun & Bradstreet actually report on your credit worthiness, and that comes back to a number. What that number, how that number is derived, it's a mix of positive credit score, positive credit reporting, positive repayment history, not moving your job too much, not moving your home too much, not having an awful lot of inquiries, and not having obviously anything negative on there. Credit score from a lender's perspective is a slightly different beast. It's a combination of that Equifax credit score and a number of other factors. So it might look at your balance sheet. It certainly looks at exactly the same criteria that the Equifax credit score looks at, but it also adds certain elements of criteria. Lender's credit score, it's a mystery, and it's something that we're never allowed to know about. But basically, the stronger your balance sheet, the more assets you have, the fewer liabilities, and the more stable that you look in terms of your employment and your residential history, then that's going to improve your credit score. So back to our original question. Lots of inquiries looks really bad on your credit score, both from a lender's perspective and from an Equifax perspective. So we don't want to be consolidating for a number of times. We don't want to be taking out an awful lot of loans. We don't want to be making a lot of inquiries. What people aren't aware of is that when you're making inquiries around with some insurance providers, and certainly with the telcos, certainly with the utilities, the power providers, they can be making credit checks when they're doing that investigation for you. And if that's the case, you're going to end up with a lot of inquiries and not a lot of positive momentum. So try and avoid doing that shopping around, try and avoid doing that moving from one card to another to chase the interest-free periods. Certainly don't be doing it often. You may get away with it once or twice, but don't be doing it often. More than 6 credit inquiries in 6 months is really quite bad from a lender's perspective. So those credit inquiries might be 2 or 3 inquiries about doing one of those balance transfers, and a loan inquiry, maybe an access from one of the power people, and suddenly you don't qualify for a loan anymore. Okay, going backwards. So consolidating the debt into your card, if you can't, even into your home loan, if you can't manage it, is much better than not actually making the repayments on time. Making the repayments on time from 1 July 2018 is going to be reported, and the reporting is going to look like always pays on time, regularly pays a few days late, regularly pays more than a few days late, and just shoddy. So we would like to avoid those negative kind of responses, and they would look a lot worse than even an extra inquiry or 2. So don't go crazy with consolidating, but if you do it smartly and you do it once, that's going to be much better than missing your payments and getting some negative marks in your credit history.